Hi folks, and welcome back to the plot. It is an absolutely gorgeous day after the storm. It's almost hard to believe that just yesterday and the day before, absolutely torrential rain and winds. We're on the south coast and Storm Ciaran did make an appearance, but luckily it was overnight, so I didn't spend the whole time really anxious. And I came up yesterday and I was hoping to just film quick check in the morning, about kind of 8 o'clock before work, and it was lovely. There was like a little moment, a little window, and I was like, yeah, I'll come up, do a quick video, see how everything is, make sure nothing's blown away. And as soon as I got here, it was apocalyptic. So I still haven't been. I just turned around and came home because cameras and water do not mix. It's year 4 of having this allotment and it's weathered a few storms by now. So thankfully, I'm not as anxious as I once was. When I first got that greenhouse set up, the very first one, oh God, the first few storms were a nightmare. I was up all night, kind of worried about it. I was coming down as soon as the storm was broken. And I've got to the point now where luckily I'm not too worried, but it has been a long time since I've been here. There's the new tunnel, which I'm a little bit worried about. There's a big crack in one of my greenhouse glass panes as well, which is going to kind of let air in. So I'm a little bit worried, but we'll see. You know, having a look around, it really doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of membrane that's kind of been blown out all over the place, but everyone's greenhouse is still fine. A few shed doors have come open, but nothing dramatic. I've seen much worse after storms on these plots with sheds and greenhouses. And thankfully, greenhouse is still there, tunnel still there, doors closed. Can't even see anything that's been blown around. There's a little plastic bag that's come out the greenhouse. You know, it doesn't actually look too bad, does it? The brassicas have taken a beating. It's really hard to see with the netting. Oh, they have taken a beating. I think they probably need some support and some staking. The weather's still quite nice, so they've got a lot of time to grow before winter. Even all that stuff has stayed in place. There's just a big load of rubbish there. Ah, look at this. Oh, very nice. This is a special delivery from my good friend Mike. Look at this. Oh, black gold horse manure. That is so good. Thank you, Mike. I was saying a little while back that we'd organised a big delivery for the whole allotment and like kind of 6 or 7 of us were chipping in, and the guy turned around and said, actually, we don't want to deliver to your allotment. So that's been a bit annoying, but Mike has kindly delivered me some from his personal stash. He goes and gets it all the time on his commute, really convenient for him in his van. I can't really do it in my car. So let's have a little look at this tunnel. It looks okay. It's withstood its first test. And you know, I had a dream about these slabs. I had a dream that someone came along and stole them all. It's really funny. I'd actually forgotten that until I just saw them. And yeah, I'm very glad they're still there, which is very nice. Let's have a little look inside, shall we? I think something's nibbled this. An animal, I think, has eaten it. Strange. Ah, magic. Ah, stepping into the tunnel. Ah, it's nice and warm today. The chilies are looking very dry, and I've realised yesterday it's been over a week since I was last at the allotment, and no real reason in particular, just not having a great time, lots of stuff keeping me busy, a little bit of low energy, and it's that time of year. It really is that time of year for me, but as soon as I stepped out the house today in this sunshine, it all melted away, you know, and coming into the tunnel, it's just magic. It is so good. This cashmere in particular looking very dry. The rawit pepper has had a little ripening spree. Look at this. I do love this time of year for the peppers. Some of these 7-pot Primo, these weird chocolate ones starting to ripen. Looking quite nice. They just need a bit of water and they'll perk right up. You know what? I was expecting drama. I was expecting some serious problems. I was expecting yesterday to get like a really dramatic thumbnail of me in the wind. You know, just like, wow. And it's all fine. It's all completely fine, which is very reassuring. Let's look around the back of the tunnel. Just make sure there's nothing that's gone haywire. Nothing's gone into the tunnel. That's one of the things I was worried about. Got a few kind of trees, big cherry tree up there and that kind of thing. It would be quite easy for something to fly off and come into the tunnel. But it all looks okay. The plum trees have lost all their leaves now. The wind has blown that off, so they're looking particularly wintry. One thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of measuring, because I've been trying to plan out next year and plan out my beds a little bit, because we've had so much kind of horrible rainy weather, and it's nice to feel like you're doing something productive even if you can't get out, especially if you can't film. Look at this next door, this poor greenhouse. It's such a shame. But yeah, planning for winter, it's not something I'm particularly good at, because I don't tend to stick to plans too much. The last few years I've gone a bit more what do they call it, intuitive gardening. And if you've been gardening on an allotment for a long time, you'll have your rhythms, you'll have your patterns, and you'll kind of have a rough idea of where everything's going to go. There's a few bits of stuff that's flown around. But a company got in touch with me, Veg Plotter, and they've been going for years. It's really handy, easy to use kind of online allotment or vegetable garden planning software, and I had a little go on it and really liked it actually. I don't tend to talk about products or that kind of stuff on the channel until I've had a while to kind of practice with it and use it myself and give it a little JB stamp of approval, you know. But I was actually really impressed with Veg Plotter. It's got a kind of tiered pricing structure, and the free option lets you do loads and loads of stuff. It's not one of those things where you get it free for 14 days and then it locks you out and you lose all your work or anything like that. You can just use it as a free version and you keep all your data forever. It's really generous. And then there's a few more sort of advanced features that you get as you start to pay. So it's things like planning month by month and kind of crop rotation and that kind of thing. So if you fancy checking it out, click the link in the pinned comment below or in the description. There's a discount code as well if you want to go for some of the paid options. JB Plot will get you 20% off your kind of monthly subscription and give me a few pennies as well. So I need to get those chilies watered, and I need to check the chili peppers in the greenhouse as well, because, well, fortunately, the greenhouses are okay. One of the things I was really quite worried about is the auto vents. I've left them kind of plugged in, and generally you shouldn't do that with the storm, because if it warms up a little bit in there and they open, it can let the wind get in and rip them out. But they're both open at the moment and they are all good. I was just chatting to some of the plot neighbours, and they were agreeing. It just seems to have missed us, you know. I don't know if maybe we're protected by the Isle of Wight or something like that, but it just seems to have left most of our plots unscathed. My green manure is not looking particularly healthy, but the peppers look okay. I am so behind on so many jobs, and oh wow, the smell coming out of here is incredible. It really does smell like chili peppers, which doesn't happen too often. Getting low to check on them properly, and they look pretty good. Loads ready for another harvest that will be coming soon. And you know what? I'm actually quite pleased. I thought these, having not been watered for a lot longer, I thought they'd be looking pretty mank, pretty dry and shriveled, but they're looking okay. And oh, look at this! Some fresh sun gold. This one looks really good. Tomatoes at the start of November. Amazing. Oh, some of them don't look so good though. Oh yeah. Oh wow. These ones are properly died back. Not too sure what's going on there. Not sure if that's bacterial. It looks pretty bacterial. That is not very nice. Oh, there's some properly grim stuff in here actually. Oh, look at this one. Ah, that is not right, man. That is wrong. It's a really mixed picture. There's still, look at this truss. That is immaculate. These Black Moon look absolutely incredible. And I guess my second plug for the day, good friend Grown Local got in touch with me just the other day and let me know Black Moon seeds are back in stock. And as well, you get a free Black Moon packet of seeds with any of the microgreen starter kit orders. Once again, details in the description and the pinned comment. I think it's not looking too great in there actually, so kind of a sign I need to just get in and rip everything out, and kind of need to do that down here. The whole allotment, generally there's just so much to do and I've had not enough time. You know, I really have not had enough time, and I always struggle with this. I always struggle with the fact that, you know, like, I'm on camera, I'm making videos about this stuff. I should be doing better, but hopefully you guys know by now, this is at least a nice example of what happens on a plot where you don't really have ideal conditions. You often don't have enough time. Sometimes you don't have enough energy or willpower. And I think I still do pretty well, considering, you know, there's times like this where it starts to feel like a lot, but you just got to take it a little bit at a time. Try not to feel overwhelmed. I've got a little bit of time this weekend, so we'll plug away at something, but thank you ever so much for joining me. It's looked pretty good considering what I was expecting and considering how long it's been since I last visited. An extra special thank you to all my patrons and my Chili Pepper tier patrons, especially Tony, Bill, Pam, Louise, Mel, Michael, Denise, Socks in the Garden, Craig and Andrew. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one.